Hi, my name is Nick Mask, and this is Waffles the cat. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to play Waffles Adventures. The game was inspired by my children's book character Waffles, who goes on wild adventures while she's napping on the couch. In the game, players are trying to complete adventures before the other players, or before Waffles wakes up. It's a 1 to 6 player game for kids and adults 5 and older. Gameplay can last 5 to 15 minutes, depending on which way you play. First, let's go over the setup for a 2-player competitive game. You can also play cooperatively or just by yourself, kinda like solitaire. I'll show you those setups at the end of the video. To set up a 2-player or 2-team game, we'll need the 2 decks included in the box. The blue deck with the little Z's is called the nap deck, and the yellow and orange striped deck is called the adventure deck. Shuffle the nap deck and lay out 2 rows of 6 nap cards face down. You could also play a 3-player or team game with 3 lines of 4 cards. For a shorter game, you can make the lines with fewer cards. Next, shuffle the adventure deck and deal 3 to each player. Each player can look at their 3 cards, but keep them to yourself. The rest of the deck is placed in the middle of the playing surface. The top card is then flipped and placed next to the deck to start the discard pile. Next, each player flips the first nap card in their line. The youngest player goes first and starts their turn by picking a card from either the deck or the discard pile. To end their turn, that player must play a Waffles card by their flipped nap card to start an adventure, or discard if they don't have a play. Once a nap card is complete with the required number of adventures, the player then flips over the next nap card in their line. The first player to complete all nap cards in their line wins the game. Now, to play the game, I need to tell you a little bit about these cards. First, we'll start with the nap deck, which includes multiples of these 3 cards. Each sleeping Waffles requires 1 adventure to complete that card. So a nap card with 3 sleeping Waffles requires 3 adventures. So how do you make an adventure? That brings us to the adventure deck. Included in this deck are waffle cards, shape cards, and wild cards. Combinations of these cards are used to create adventures. To start an adventure, you need to play 1 of the waffle cards. You can tell a Waffles card by the image of the waffles with text at the top describing the type of adventure. Along the left side are the required shape cards needed to complete that adventure. There can be 1, 2, or 3 required shape cards. And these are the shape cards. They have either circle, square, or triangle shapes in the corners. These are the only shapes in the game, and they represent food, friends, and locations. Everything Waffles needs for an adventure. Then finally, we have the wild cards. There are 4 in the deck, and they can be used as either a Waffles card or a shape card. If used as a Waffles card, you can play any 2 shape cards to complete the adventure. Here's an example of what a completed adventure looks like. The space adventure requires a square, circle, and triangle shape card. This will complete a nap card with 1 sleeping Waffles. Okay, now that we know a 2-player game, let's look at other ways to play. A cooperative game is set up by laying 12 nap cards face down in a circle. The rest are set aside. Each player is then dealt 3 cards from the adventure deck. The rest of that deck goes in the middle of the circle, and the top card is flipped face up and placed next to the deck to start the discard pile. Then flip over one of the nap cards to start the game. Gameplay is similar to the competitive play, except that everybody works together to complete all 12 nap cards before the adventure deck runs out. Once it runs out, Waffles wakes up and the game is over and everyone loses. If the nap cards are completed before the deck runs out, everyone wins. A solo game is set up by laying 4 nap cards face down in a line. Then place one face up on the first in the row, followed by a single card face down on the remaining 3. Next, start with laying a face up card on the second card in the line and repeating the same steps as the first. Very similar to setting up a solitaire game. Place the unused nap cards in a pile above the line. Now you're ready to play. Take the adventure deck and remove the top 3 cards and flip them face up on the table. You can only use the top card to start adventures below the line of nap cards. Only a max of 4 adventures may be started. These adventures will be used to complete the face-up nap cards in your line. Once a stack of nap cards is completed, you may take the top card from another stack and place it in that spot. Then you may flip the top card of that stack face up. The game is over when you've gone through the whole adventure deck, or when all the nap cards are completed. Here are some points to remember for all the ways to play. On your turn, you pick a card and then play a card. Only 1 card may be played per turn. You should only have 3 cards in your hand at the end of every turn. When starting an adventure, you put a Waffles on a Waffles. A wild card may be played as either a Waffles card or a Shapes card. When played as a Waffles card, any 2 shapes may be used to complete it. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at wafflesadventures.com.